Hey guys, so just a few things. You may have noticed a little bit of change going on. Um, I I changed the name of channel and social media and stuff like that. Um, there's a few reasons. One of the main reasons is it's kind of been heading down this path of, for a long time, of it turning more into a blog uh, a video log of both training and kind of more theory, opinions, things like that. I guess it's always kind of been that way, but you know, always my intention was to have it be more kind of like instruction, stuff like that. But that doesn't seem to have been how it panned out. Um, in some fashion, I do still kind of teach. I have I still kind of have a private student or two, but that being said, it's not something like I'm actively teaching in classes or anything like that. So I decided to kind of change the name of um, the channel, the Ground Dragon Martial Arts YouTube channel, and uh, I took down the website. The website's gone, or will be gone. You can't access any of those pages or anything anymore. The welcome page, I think, might be the only thing you can access at this point, and that should be gone towards the end of the month. And I don't need the. It's costing me more money to run that site than it ever made me any money. Um, so I think in the end it was just better for me to move forward with some changes. Um, I know the name kind of sounds hippy dippy and stuff like that, and I'm gonna start posting some stuff, and it's gonna seem like it, but I mean, look, this is kind of maybe who I always was, and a lot of the stuff you've seen in the past has been kind of a different side of me that never really was supposed to be who I was. So, but that being said, I think this is always kind of the direction I've always wanted to be in and move to. So, you know, I realized that, some people aren't going to like it. That's going to be it. I mean, if you don't, that's fine. You don't have to. Nobody's got to like what I do. You don't need to like it. You don't need to subscribe to it. You don't need to enjoy it. You can unfollow it and just, move on with your life and find something else you do like and enjoy. That's okay. There's plenty of stuff out there. Um, but, I mean, if you do like it, thanks. I appreciate it. I always appreciate the likes and the follows and, you know, um, I, look, I'm just just a nice guy that enjoys training, and enjoys learning and sharing what I like and sharing what I enjoy and train and stuff like that. And you know, I just put it out there so that other people can enjoy it too, if that's the case. And if not, then you know hopefully that you find what you enjoy and what you like, and maybe you do the same. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, hey, I've been noticing there's this kind of talk, and something I kind of agreed with, but I don't necessarily totally agree with. Um, is Chen style Taijiquan Taijiquan? Is it? Does that make sense? Like, I mean, if we look historically, when was Taijiquan Taiji? When was it called that? Well, we're pretty sure, 100% sure that, or very very close to 100% sure that it wasn't called that until Yang Chen went to Beijing. Okay. Um, Now, there's even a recent article, a recent published article that was put out by Douglas Wilde, the famous um, historical researcher for Taiji. And he was saying that pretty much Yang Chen is almost like a mythological figure at this point. And that, you know, it, his, I don't, I mean, I can put the link to that in the description below, but what he described and stuff like that, and someone else on social media kind of pointed it out that even in some of the earlier writings, he was mentioned and his sons were mentioned and stuff like that. So I don't know, we don't know what Douglas Wilde was kind of talking about there, that Yang Chen wasn't actually a part of the whole Taijiquan stuff. So I don't know what's going on with that whole thing, but I digress on that part. But is Chen style Taijiquan? So Yang Chen comes to Beijing, right? And he doesn't call his martial art Taijiquan. From what we know, he calls it something like Mian Chen, or cotton boxing, cotton fist. Okay, kind of like a soft fist, right? It's giving this connotation like it's not like a hard style. Okay, and this is after he's already gone to Chen Village and stuff like that. He's left. He's already trained somewhere else and stuff like that. So we know that he's gone through all that type of stuff and he's trained there, right? So he demonstrates it at the one of these little imperial palaces for the imperial family. Now, it's important to understand this is not the imperial family. It's not like he was doing it for the emperor himself. Okay, this is not. That's not how it worked. Okay. He never taught the emperor. He was probably like in one of like the minor prince's palaces or something like that, in one of the banner guard areas or something like that. So it's not like everybody was like, oh yeah, he taught like no. I mean the people who were the bodyguards of the imperial, like the true imperial bodyguards, were Shuaijiao people. Like they were the wrestlers. Those were the actual true bodyguards. It was never Taiji people. It was never Baji people. That maybe those kind of came a little bit later, towards the end of the Qing dynasty. But the real true bodyguards were actually wrestlers. They were the Shan Pu Ying. Okay, it was not any like specific martial arts family, especially coming from Han Chinese and stuff like that in a Manchurian dynasty. That would absolutely make zero sense. Okay, so I mean, think on that for a second. Okay, so in any case, I digress again. That Yang Chen would have never called his martial art Tai Chi. So let's use a little logic in this point of view. he would have never called his martial art Taiji. Okay, that would have been it would have been kind of very arrogant to call your martial art that. Like, I am calling my martial art a very ultimate version of fighting. Like, it makes no sense. Like, I'm calling my martial art like this amazing martial art. That makes no sense. And it's not so, and let's back up a second. People always say, like, let's translate this as a supreme ultimate boxing. Okay, don't translate it as that. That's not what that means. Okay, Taiji is referring to the yin and yang symbol. Okay, it's not referring to the actual, like, direct meaning of what Taiji mean, like the words Taiji, like supreme ultimate, or great polarity. It's that's not what it's trying to say. That's not, it's not saying it's the ultimate martial art. That's not what it's trying to say. Okay, it's just saying it's Taiji boxing. Okay, it's contains yin and yang in it. Okay, hard and soft. That's what it's trying to say. Okay? But anyways, so somebody sees this martial art, when young Luchan demonstrates it, and he fought somebody, and he says, "Wow, that man, you demonstrated, like, soft and hard at the same time, stuff like that." Then, dude, it was like Taiji. It was like, wow, you demonstrated this kind of transitioning between hard and soft. We should call that Taiji boxing, and that's how it got its name. Okay. Um, I mean, and then word traveled fast, as fast as it probably could back in those days. And the Chen family hears of this, and they catch wind and be like, well, we trained that guy. Like, he was at our village. Yeah, and he was a servant with us. He was a servant with us since he was 11 years old until he was, like, in his 30s. And there's record of that, by the way. Uh, in the Taijiquan Classics book by is the Northern Wu style guy Zhang. I'll put the book in the description. Um, it's a big book, and it's Chen Hu or something like that. It was some pharmacist that he lived in the Yongnian county village or whatever, and he kind of essentially purchased young Lu Chen and others and stuff like that as servants and stuff like that, and sent them to Chen village and stuff, and that they lived as servants, because the poor people and stuff, and I guess that was perfectly legal back then, in Qing Dynasty China. So that's how he ended up there, and he learned. Who knows what other martial art he had learned, stuff like that. Maybe I learned other stuff. Maybe, I mean, and then, when it comes to Chen style, let's think about this. Chen Changxing, who is Yang Lu Chen's teacher, he is supposedly the one who kind of synthesized the was it the 5 or 7 forms or something like that into the two main forms that we're mostly familiar with today, although those are now kind of divided up into, like, Lao Jia, Xiao Jia, Xin Jia, Kung Fu Jia, all these depends on who you're talking to and stuff like that. Okay, I know this video is getting kind of long. Okay, maybe I should do a part 2, but maybe, and I'll end on this note, stuff like that. They he takes these forms and stuff like that, and then so young Chen learns it, and perhaps young Chen only learned the first form, Yilu, the first road. He never actually maybe learned the second road. So young Lu Chen just maybe took his form and then, kind of maybe modified it or changed it himself, and then it modified and changed as it came down through the generations to what Yang style Taiji looks like today. So, anyways, let me know what your thoughts are and stuff like that. Let me know what your thoughts are. The channel changes, social media changes, stuff like that. And I will hopefully, let's maybe do a part 2. Okay? Thanks, guys.